Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I on? Oh, okay. G'day everyone. Welcome to Daytimes with Dave, the morning show where we talk about your relationship problems. We're talking about light and love today, and we've got a very special guest, Mrs. Lightlove, who is an expert in the field. In fact, she's written a book called How to Lose Friends and Ignore People. It's wonderful to have you, Mrs. Lovelight. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here. Sorry, I'm just on holidays as well, but don't mind the palm trees in the background.
Oh, it really looks like you're having a great holiday. Well, Mrs. Lovelight, we might get on to our first question. Our first letter comes from Theophilus Loveloss, and he writes, "Dear Daytimes with Dave, yesterday I had a very bad experience and I did a very bad thing. I flushed my sister's phone down the toilet after she used up all our internet data watching Netflix. She's still looking all over the house for the phone, and my mum has called the plumber because the toilet is broken now, and I don't know what's even happened to the phone. My sister is really sad and doesn't know how she's going to find the money to replace her lost phone. Should I tell the truth? What should I do? Yours sincerely, Theo Lovelace."
Well, Theo, I think that this problem here that you have is actually really easily fixed, because loving people is making sure we love ourselves first. And your sister did a really bad thing by using up all the internet data. And I think you taught her a pretty good lesson, actually. Serves her right for losing her phone. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Theo, I think you should just pretend like nothing ever happened. And if that plumber finds that phone, you say, wasn't me. Wasn't me. I mean, what are you going to gain if you admit that you did something wrong? The other day, I spilt my coffee. Coffee is so important to me, over my computer. But I couldn't admit that it was me. So I just blamed my secretary. And hey, presto, I got a new coffee, a new computer. Haven't seen my secretary in a few weeks, but oh well, I'm going on holiday. Keep going.
Well, I just think that maybe Theo should apologize to his sister. Maybe he should come clean and be honest.
That's an absurd idea, Dave. What do you think he's going to gain if he admits that he did something wrong? His sister's definitely not going to love him, and I think his parents will be pretty cranky too.
Well, Mrs. Lovelight, with all due respect, I've been reading this book. It's called the Bible, and it's got a book called 1 John, which is all about relationships and all about love. And I think it's got some really important lessons for us to learn.
The Bible? I've never heard of that book. It's a very strange name for a book, and it's certainly not one that I've read or written. Remember, How to Lose Friends and Ignore Others. Out in all good bookstores now.
It's the Bible, Mrs. Lovelight. And with all due respect, I really think it has a lot to say to us about relationships. In the book of 1 John, which I was reading the other day, John tells us that if we sin, if we stuff up, if we make a mistake, we have a helper, we have an advocate in Jesus. And he tells us that if we walk in the light, and if we walk in the light of God's love, then God's love is made complete in us. It's all about apologizing, and it's all about reconciling and bringing people together. And I think that's what Theo wants.
But Daytimes with Dave, how exactly do you think this will help our young Theophilus?
Well, I think it'll help him patch up things with his sister, and it may help him to learn something about phones and toilets, and about getting his own back. I mean, his sister might be upset for a while, but she won't be nearly as upset as she will be if she discovers that the phone was flushed down the toilet, and then discovers that it was Theo who did it, and then discovers that he lied about it to her. I think God knows what Theo did, and even if his sister doesn't, God wants Theo to walk in the light of God's truth.
Well, I like my plan better, but you do have a point, I guess. Well, there you have it, Theo. You can take the opinion of an expert who's written a book like me, or you can listen to some guy who listens and reads the Bible and talks on daytime TV. Anyway, this is Mrs. Lovelight signing out. I've got to go enjoy my holiday. Bye.
Well, thank you for joining us, Mrs. Lovelight, with your wonderful book. And thanks for joining us, kids, on Daytimes with Dave. We'll see you next week to look at another relationship problem and learn more about light and love. Daytimes with Dave signing out. See you guys. Bye.